Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Dear White People, Season 2, Episode 3. It is Chapter 3. Do you know what? I panicked just before I got to Chapter 3 because I thought, damn it, what's the title? I've forgotten the title. I've not checked. And I went, oh wait, that's why I've not checked, because it's just Chapter 3. It's fine.
You could tell you just really hesitated, like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
But now it's Chapter 3. So this is a Lionel episode. So you were banking on Troy.
I was.
You were banking on Troy. Honestly, I could have seen it being Troy, I could see it being Lionel, I could see it being Joe, because all three of them kind of had little plot lead-ins that could have...
They did. And Troy was a particularly big feature in this still.
It was, but it still wasn't his episode. We'll get
It
to
wasn't.
him. I'm sure we'll get to him and get to the other side of that conversation last time. But we had a Lionel episode on his kind of date with Sylvia. And that's the whole episode. He's getting ready, he goes out, they go to a couple of different locations. There's a sort of... It's a Pride night, and so all the parties they go to are kind of gay themed. And there's one at a kind of a club, and then there's one kind of in the radio booth. You know, we're not in the well, it's kind of in the booth as well, but it's it's the radio station that Sam usually broadcasts out of, and she happens to be there for that. And Troy ends up going along with him for moral support because you're not ready, you're a wreck. You know, I'm tying a tie for you, I'm doing all these things that I'm going to go with you. And also, he goes to like a gay party and finds the one straight girl there and ends up making out with her.
Pretty much.
I mean, his radar's working anyway. He honed in.
He knows what he's looking for, doesn't he?
Yeah, he honed right in and went for it. So, this episode, it's kind of touching upon... Obviously, we've got Lionel being very awkward and weird. In fact, he even has a very meta moment where... someone says, "Oh, don't be weird because of this," and he's like, "I'm always weird. It's not really situation dependent."
Yeah.
So it's very, very Lionel, but it's kind of dealing with the similar things we've had with him before, in that it's kind of his different like groups of people clashing, if you will, because there's several points in this episode where Troy even says they arrive at the first party. He's like, "Oh, so these are your people then?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, they're writers and they're gay, so yeah, I mean, I guess." But he doesn't really sort of feel like he fits in or sees himself as part of the community.
He doesn't
whatever.
know most of them here.
Yeah. It feels kind of awkward around them, and that's a kind of a running thing that comes back up again. Because later on he says, "These are my people, I guess," and he doesn't quite fit in. So it's kind of about how Lionel, it doesn't really matter which group he's supposed to be a part of. He still kind of feels like he's an outsider.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's definitely a big theme of his character, and it's kind of running throughout the whole episode. And it keeps coming back every time they go to a new group. He feels that way, until of course he meets one person who he does kind of click with, because it's someone else who's a bit of a social outcast, and they kind of bond over the fact that they're both social outcasts.
Sitting on the phones at the party.
Sitting on the phones. I can relate to this part. I can relate to this part oh so well. I have no idea what people did. Well, at least people like me. I have no idea. When someone like me was dragged to a party 20 years ago, I have no idea what they did to counter the boredom.
Just go for a walk.
I guess. Because I'm right there with them. Because obviously Lionel's in this weird place, like, okay, is this a date? And Sylvia keeps like running off, and Troy's trying to give him advice. I know, play hard to get. Pretend you don't really care that he's gone. Just shuffle around, be sociable, and he'll have to find you when he comes back. And he keeps. And by the end of the episode, he basically confronts him, because. I mean, if hell, early on, like before they even go out, like there's a little comical reveal that Sylvia's already in his room, because he wakes up in the bed, and I thought this was like a dream sequence or something at first for a split second, because he turns around and Sylvia's just on the bed waking up, and I'm like, wait, what happened? Is he imagining he's there? What's going on? And I was like, oh no, he passed out being drunk before they even might get out. So Sylvia's kind of shown to be this horrible boyfriend or potential boyfriend throughout the episode. Yeah. Very dismissive of his feelings. It becomes kind of clear that he just wants to go to all these places because he's trying to find where he left his keys.
I mean, it's a better reason to go to that many parties than just because you want to go to that many parties.
Sure. But he's unresponsive, and obviously Lionel finds this out, and it's kind of like this final straw, and he outright confronts him on like how he's behaving, how he's acting, and it kind of brings up, okay, are you mad that is this all punishment for doing that story at the end of season 1, for doing the story I wasn't supposed to do, which is basically shut down the paper. And he's like, well, no, I'm still kind of mad about that, but it was also very brave, so I kind of respect it. And Lionel kind of like, for the first time in the entire episode, kind of just talks about what he wants to do. He's like, hey, there's this social bullying going on, like, because there's a scene with Sam in the middle of the episode where he talks to her and sees some of the messages she's getting.
Yeah, it happens a few times. One of the parties, some of the guys are talking about it as well.
Yeah, because there's the three gay guys in the radio booth with Sam, who they were very funny characters actually, with their discussion of white pop stars, and one of them being very pro Taylor Swift, and the other one being pro Lady Gaga.
I'm going to side Taylor Swift on this one.
I can recognise some Lady Gaga songs, so I think by default I'm on the other guy's side. But I mean,
that's a good a reason as any, I guess.
Oh dear. But I think what was interesting about this is it didn't seem to matter where he went. The conversation always seemed to turn into either him being the guy who ruined the newspaper, him being the new gay guy there, him being the one black guy there, or, every single where he went, it was boiled down to you're this. Rather than just talking to him, you're always boiled down to this one core thing
definitely
that they can talk about, and that was kind of a running thing throughout the episode as well. And that's what he bonds with this other guy with when he's sitting talking to him. And then they have chemistry immediately, and it kind of works. He's kind of awkward like Lionel, but he has this confrontation with Sylvia, and he says, "Hey, we should be covering this. Like, we should be doing something about this. No one's talking about all this cyberbullying. We should do something." And I've not even looked into this. This is just what I'm seeing on my radar. This is just what I'm encountering.
Yep.
We could look for stories. We could do something outside of the system. Like, I mean, as he points out, or someone points out during the episode, it's the 21st century. Like, we don't. No, it is. It is
him. It's the 21st century, and you don't get where you are by just staying in the system.
Upholding institutions, you get them by creating new institutions, and to boil this down, I mean, go start a blog. Like, you can literally just go do that on your computer anytime you feel like, and
it's not hard. It takes like 5 minutes.
It's just up to you to make sure it has the writing quality and the research and the integrity that you wish to shove upon it. But he lays all this out. We should do this, Sylvia. We should do this. And even though he seems tempted, he still kind of ends with, let me think about it. Like, he's not willing to commit. And it kind of sums up the entire episode where, okay, he's kind of interested in Lionel, but he's never really willing to actually go for it or commit. Sure, when he's confronted the first time, he goes in for another kiss, but it feels just kind of like, oh, this will shut him up.
It's a distraction,
Yeah, this will be enough to hold him over so that I don't have to have any more awkward conversations for a while.
Definitely.
That's what it feels like. So it's a very strict, very focused Lionel episode, and it has kind of the happier ending where Lionel gets home. He's kind of and I think the whole metaphor that he doesn't know how to tie a tie, and then as soon as he has one on, Troy puts one on for him, and which by the way, how do you get to 20 without learning to tie a tie?
Oh, this is nothing. I was at work. This was a couple of months ago, and I was talking to the guys, and these are like 28, 30. Can't tie a tie. One of them, he asked people at work to tie the tie, and then he just takes it off, loosens it every night, and then leaves it, and then puts it back on in the morning, and just does it. I'm like, how do you know how to tie a tie? Did you not learn in school?
I mean, I'll say I kind of do that with my casual shoes. I typically just leave them tied and slip them on and off like slippers.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Because I'm lazy. That's all that is. I'm lazy.
But you can tie them. Is the point?
Oh, obviously, yeah. But tying a tie, don't get me wrong. I have no idea how to do a bow tie, right? I'm not going to criticize anyone for not knowing how to do a bow tie. Yeah. I've never had to wear one. All right.
No, that's fair. It's much more uncommon, isn't it?
Yeah, bow ties not as often. You do that with a tux. You don't necessarily have much of a reason usually while you're growing up to wear a tux.
Right.
And on the couple of occasions I could have worn a tux, I went, no, I'm going to wear a suit and tie because then I don't have to encounter how to tie the bow tie. I go with the tux. I'll go with the suit and tie.
Suit and tie is always a safe option.
It's a safe option. It works. Weddings, funerals, work.
I stand by this. This is the area that men are the luckiest, because women when they're going out to one of these function events, it's like, all right, what am I wearing? What am I wearing? Can't have something that's going to be similar to someone else's. Can't clash. Man's like, screw it, shit, suit and tie. Navy, grey, or black, take your pick.
Yeah, yeah. It's not the pregnancies, the menstrual cramps, the harassment or the
No, no,
abuse.
it's
No,
just this.
it's just this. That's the worst part of being a woman is you too
Yeah.
much choice when you're putting on clothes. Okay.
It's not just that you've got too much personal choice, it's that you have to coordinate with all the other women there as well, so you don't have the same thing. And you can't be like, well, there's too many in one colour.
I hope my sarcasm was noted as I was responding to that. Admittedly, it's easier.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dispute
But I
that.
think the point of this was you wear a tie on a much more regular basis than you do a bow tie. So you should probably know how to tie one by a certain age.
Yeah.
He's been to weddings or funerals, other function events where you wear a suit and tie.
Yes, anything, something formal. I'm sure he's been to something formal in the
Do you
last.
know what the worst part is? People who say they can't do it. It takes like 5 minutes to YouTube how to tie a tie and just watch a tutorial, and there you go. You've done it now.
Again, 21st century. There's a lot of wonders.
Exactly.
A lot of wonders that you can use. So, what was I getting to? Yeah, so it's a kind of a happy. I was actually what I was trying to say about the tie before we went on that tangent is it's kind of a metaphor where it's like the idea that it's trying to fit him into a box and he feels like he's trapped, so he listens to tie. It's a very simple little thing, but that's kind of how he feels. Like they keep trying to put him into a box. Oh, you're gay and you're black and you're this, so you fit into this box, and he doesn't feel comfortable being labelled as these things. And obviously, he meets that group of the three black guys that are gay, and you think, oh, because obviously he's uncomfortable with the other gay guys earlier on, but they're, that's the white, Latino, there's a mix of people.
Yeah.
And then it's these three black gay guys, and you're thinking, oh, maybe he'll fit in here, and he still feels kind of out of place here. It's nothing to do with that. So the whole point is that trying to box him in with any group, even a combination of two groups that he happens to both be a part of, doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting his best friend is basically Troy,
Yeah.
who is, the complete opposite of him in every way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Troy's been a pretty reasonable friend, to be fair to him.
Oh yes, yeah. Try.
He's come out. I mean, sure, he's gone. Hey, I'm going to go bang that chick, and I'm going to go get some booze. But he's come out for the support.
Yeah, try for all his flaws. He has a good friend to him. So but yeah, so the ending it gets kind of happy. He gets a message from this dude, and I'm glad they explained this. Like, hey, I hope it's not too creepy that I found you online, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I like talking to you. Do you want to hang out sometime?
Again, 21st century. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean this one's a little bit more murky because this can be stalking capabilities.
I don't think one interaction is stalking.
It's not. No, it's not. But no. Hey. So it ends with that really meta moment where he looks at the camera. He just looks right at the camera, like, "Oh, hey."
Guess it's time.
Yeah. He finally feels comfortable. I guess he's not. He doesn't look like he's trying to escape his own skin for the first time in the episode, really.
Yeah.
So that's because even though Troy's there for him, he still feels separate. There's still like a sort of bridge between them. There's still like water flowing in between. And the fact that they literally have connected rooms with like a bathroom, and you can see them through the bathroom, but they're not really. Again, they're not together. They're not in the same room.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying there should be a relationship. I'm just saying, it's just a metaphor for them. They're not exactly in the same place.
Oh, definitely.
So,
yeah.
no, that was a solid episode. I think Lionel episodes tend to be the
Driest.
yeah, like because I think there is some humor, of course, from the way he is and the way he like gets uncomfortable, but it tends to not be as like sort of biting witty as it normally is.
Yeah, it's definitely not as comedic as usual. There is some satire in there.
Yeah. Because I think the most I've ever laughed with Lionel was probably when, and it was in the previous one at the start of the season actually. It's when he was googling I'm gay and I keep having dreams about my straight boy, my roommate. Like like that really made me laugh because he's like, that's really specific. Like he has his funny moments, but compared to the other character episodes, it tends to be a bit more kind of.
He often plays off others well when he's in someone else's episode.
Yeah, because with him it tends to focus more on the awkward sadness of his experience.
And that's the thing, they're still good episodes, his episodes, they're just not as funny.
Yeah.
And when this is billed as a comedy show, that is, I think, a reasonable critique.
Yeah. But hey, so that's Lionel. So who will it be next time? We'll find out.
It's got to be Troy next, right?
Troy. I'm just going to say it's not, just to keep this going and keep. I'm going to keep
I know,
being right.
but come on.
I think we have a Joe episode. I think we have a Coco episode. One of those two can be pulled out, and then we can get to Troy. Possibly both of those. We might go through both of those characters and then get to Troy.
The thing is, we could, but this was so much as Troy as the side character that if it's not Troy next, then I don't know what they're doing.
That's the thing. There's been so much Troy in the last couple that they don't feel the need to do a Troy episode for a while.
Okay, but what about all his side of events?
We'll still be on the same bit of time for the next 4 episodes. It's fine.
Okay, see.
I don't know. I get no explanation for you, but no, solid as per usual. And again, I think Lionel's episodes always seem to be more personal as well. I feel like obviously every character is personal, but I feel like every other character seems to be hitting on some larger world issue a bit more clearly. Where it's sure the way he, the fact that he feels alienated in his various social groups is a real world thing, but it's more.
Do you know what I think the difference is ultimately is that every other character we see fighting back against whatever it is their problem is.
That's, there you go.
That's always the point of their episode. With Sam, Reggie, whoever it is, they're always fighting back against their problem. Whereas Lionel just kind of is like, "Yep, this is life." Just kind of trudging on through it.
Yeah, and that gives it a very different feel as a story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it isn't necessarily worse. It's just different.
Yeah.
So. There you go. That's Dear White People. Episode 3 of season 2 will be back early next week with episode 4. So look forward to that. But otherwise, that is us. Get us on patreon.com/MaileFuzzTV if you want to support the channel and everything we do here. But that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys, and we'll see you next time.